it's definitely, you know, it's the same kind of idea as a P250, obviously, but in the hands of someone like Simple, it's a pocket deagle, that pocket hawk almost. Flamey, in the meanwhile, though, has been tagged to be very aggressive push into Ivy. As Ethan is there, laid in wait, but Flamey is too strong with that Glock. We were saying before, hasn't had the greatest best of 3, but this certainly would be a good time to step up to the plate. And step up he has. Simple tagged down to 40. And so Flamey may be called upon to go 2 better. A 2-on-2 will be a post-plant in a few moments' time as that bomb is going to go down on the A site. Flamey turning his attention towards Ivy, which is exactly where Daps currently resides. More damage inflicted to the terrorists. There is a kit in the hands of Daps, and he has the smoke, Henry, so this is going to be a rough hold for the Na'Vi.
It really will be. Flamey and Simple, though. They should be able to get the job done here. That kill might confirm it. Daps still fighting strong, though. 4 HP. Time ticking away. And Flamey knows he doesn't even have to really take a duel here. Just wait for the bomb to be touched. Daps just getting the hell out of there. He's looking for any sort of exit potential, though, but he needs to be very careful on the low HP he has. He's going to be very vulnerable to that bomb. Let's go right in the corner here, as I'm sure he'll be fine. Down to 2. Okay, I was thinking, like, surely he takes some damage there, but it's only 2. He obviously knows a lot better than I do, as he will survive. He gets 1 frag, but it's not quite enough. Flamey with 3, just as we called him out, and he manages to arrive. Getting some compliments on some of the shots exchanged there. This one was quite nice. Flamey to pretty much guarantee the round there. 1-0 for Na'Vi to kick things off. Remember, loser of this map goes home. And we'll see the scout come out for Simple. No force bite again. That's been calling card for NRG. No!
Oh.
So sick, this guy. Like, a lot of players attempt that, but Simple, like, seems to hit it more often than not. If you watch his stream and stuff, that shot just did this for him. It's actually kind of nuts, and he does it again with a scout, not even an AWP this time.
Well, we had the identical reaction there.
Yeah.
Got
smacked.
Inhale.
Yeah.
A bit of an oof. It is a round that Na'Vi should be winning anyway, of course, but that's one hell of a way to open things up. He's still trying to tap through there. Cirque out into the open. I think they're purely baiting off Simple reloading his scout, and Cirque fell for it. Head over heels. Na'Vi, a clean second round without losing a single player. Move into 2-0 with NRG. Not much you'd expect they'll pick up in this round either, especially if they want a nice, juicy buy. Here is the wall bang. Definitely try that at home, ladies and gents.
Yeah, I think I first saw Guardian doing it at this level, but Simple definitely has overtook him in terms of frag gathered from that particular wallbang. So there we go. And we'll get into round number 3 here. AK's coming out, of course. MP7s, MAC-10s, and a full eco for NRG. Not really much they can do here, but maybe they get a kill with this little inside approach. All 5 players there, but all 5 for Na'Vi outside.
So Daps flash into a Box Halls raid. They're going to find out that no one's there. And so they decide to turn tail, run towards Connector as United Force. No reason to obviously stay leave these weapons, but one of the downsides is you don't want to play into the SMGs either and really bolster that economy on the side of Na'Vi. So they probably will err on the side of caution. Now that they've got a MAC-10, they can fight fire with fire. Daps with 77 health, however, and no Kevlar could be an issue. Simple. Holding the line with his eagle. He's been perforated with quite a few bullets flying his way. Electronic, the same case. We'll be backing away. Of course, the round is done.
Yes.
We're just talking about the fine details as to who, if anyone, will survive on the side of an NRG. But it's going to be a 3-0 anyway. Looks like Fugly may be able to stay alive with that MAC-10. Of course, he wants to trade across, though. Yeah,
he knows he's got a low HP player in front of him, but I don't think he'll keep the MAC-10 for this first gun round. It doesn't seem like the logical thing for me. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. We'll find out. He's got to go for it, but looks of things, he'll have to play very offensively in a very tight angle, try and get 1 kill, steal something away from the terrorist. But luckily for him, there's a scout for Simple and MP7 for Electronics, so this isn't the worst outcome for him. I was going to say, if that hits again, I'm out. Surely not two in a row.
I feel like one of the reasons it works against CTs is a lot of players will skimp on head armor because the AKs, doesn't matter if you have head armor or not. So that's where the SMGs come in, but you're always going to buy head armor on the T side because the M4s don't get the insta headshot.
Yes.
Kill.
So it's a good way to save money, especially in like overtime, for example. CTs will never buy helmets.
Exactly.
Because you only get, like, especially in 10K MR3. But here's an aggressive play from Ethan. Great flashbang to kick things off as well. Ed couldn't do anything about that. That MAC-10 gets a dink. And Fugly, he knows he's got it, but doesn't have to overcommit. Maintain the man advantage. Don't risk anything. Keep it. You know you've done damage. 5 on 4.
Yep.
Got that intel, that's fine, it's full back.
Especially if he's the only player on B. If he dies, that's B completely open.
Indeed. As is the case with most CT setups on the B bomb site. You have one anchor there. If he goes down, the floodgates can open.
Now he's going to be joined by Cirque, whose position didn't connect up with his AWP. So many of the Na'Vi players haven't upgraded their weapons, as you see the scout still in the hands. This time it's in Zeus's hands, though. It's going to give that across to Simple in the form of an AK-47. Focus to the backside, doing work with a MAC-10. Finally found by Simple. The player advantage, though, will remain in favor of NRG, but now they're fighting in a post plant. Make that a two-player advantage. Ethan, he's been consistently impressive over the duration of this best of three, and he continues to deliver. MP7, not the greatest weapon to be using in that tight spot. Simple with two. Has done a lot of damage, though. That last stand is proving to be costly.
I agree, Vince, I agree. Two players, though, once again for NRG. It did cost them a lot of cash towards the end, and this has been a problem in the previous map, but there is money. Remember, Fugly didn't have to buy a weapon before, right? With that MAC-10, he actually has $7,000 right now. Two players surviving, an AWP available to Cirque. Fugly can drop an M4 if required, so they're actually in a decent position here. It's not as catastrophic as before. Ethan's aim is just so deadly. Another young player I'm a huge fan of. We talked earlier about younger players really dominating the scene in 2018, and like so many of them coming out of the woodwork, names we never heard of before, just exploding and like getting onto the scene. It's been phenomenal, really. He's definitely one of them. As we'll find ourselves in round number 5. It's been quite a fast-paced first half here so far. All for Simple once again. Same story for Cirque, who I will say definitely dropped off with the initial pace he set on Inferno. He was looking phenomenal there to kick things off, and just wasn't bad. Overpasses to Simple really stole the show.
Yeah, definitely I think that's a fair statement to make. That's why Ethan has been so impressive to me. He hasn't really slowed down at any point. He's just been very consistent, very much on point, on the spot. Eerie silence falls upon the battlefield. Just the sound of smoke pluming in the distance from Ethan's hand. Some counteractive grenades being thrown into Ivy. Maybe trying to carve a path through there as far as the CTs are concerned. So they're going to keep their crossfire established, Breezy and Ethan. Though Ethan now turning his attention over on main. Thinking twice, though, back to Ivy. And that could be just in time to see Electronics start to push through with Simple. So that dangerous duo, one of the best in the world, is looking to make a move outside. Simple narrowly misses out on the frag. 32 seconds remaining. And this is all a bait, though. Edward just created himself. I think he just got owned by gravity.
I think he did. You hate to see it, but it will happen. She's a cruel mistress. As the shots keep coming in, relentless pressure from the CTs. 4 versus 2 now, Zeus and Simple with a lot to do. The bomb is down, though, and it's actually towards inside. Oh, Zeus, what happened there?
He switched too early.
Why did he switch to the knife?
I wish I had an answer for you, but they know where Simple is.
Doesn't make any
easy
sense.
defuse. Yeah, I think it was Zeus that also derped the Molotov in the last map as well, wasn't it? So he's having a rough day at the office, mate.
Yeah, that really was not ideal. Like, that was, if he gets that kill, he's got a fighting chance there to get onto the pavement and actually maybe do something with it. It's unlikely, sure, but this was the creators. He got tagged up, obviously, before it happened, but still, you hate to see that. 3-2, NRG, clawing back now. Managed to keep 3 players alive in the previous one. Still money available for Na'Vi. Consistent bombs being planted, but Ethan just continues to look world-class. There's so many great shots coming from him. He has the audacity to face towards main entrance as well, where potential Simple AWP could be. Rises to the occasion, hits the shot, finds the man advantage for NRG. And Zeus now, once again, probing towards inside to see what's available to him, see if he can sniff out any close-range CTs.
NRG just holding position, no reason for them not to. With the player advantage, they're in cruise control. It's up to Na'Vi to pierce and puncture onto one of these sites. Flamey just above Pop Dog, making a move back towards T-Main. Ethan in prime position in Pop Dog to fend off both that angle and main itself. It's looking like Na'Vi are just trying to feel their way out here. Has been a bit of a difference in terms of how these two teams have aggressed on their T sides. I feel like NRG overall have been more quick to get into the confrontations. No one player on B this time. It's going to be 2 again. This time Cirque's up on the catwalk. Last time was in connector. With 30 seconds on the board, now Na'Vi have got to make a move. They can't afford to posture any longer. They can't afford to stall any longer. And Ethan will find himself another headshot. Make it 3 in quick succession. This man is not slowing down for anyone. And it's going to be the full 8th. That's
Unbelievable. This guy, he has transcended to a new level of crispness in terms of the aim. Give him an AK and he can do absolutely disastrous things. That is just, it's nothing too much down to the positioning or the tactical awareness. He has just got raw skill in absolute spades here. Willing to challenge absolutely anyone there. It's just so beautiful to watch. That's a masterclass in Counter-Strike there. One of the best players of the tournament so far, if you ask me. Although it is day one, we'll give it a chance. We'll build up, but that's definitely going to be in the conversation, I think, towards the end. Beautiful stuff. A significant round, and NRG are back in this one after being 3-0 down. Looking much stronger. This is going to go the distance, this one, Vince. This could be potential overtime. No one's going to crack. Both teams looking decent now. And it's the final buy for Na'Vi if they can't convert this one.
It certainly looks likely, doesn't it? I think Ethan's definitely in the running for the player of this best of 3, at the very least. Circ finds himself electronic. And the early grenades are not going to help him out. Circ goes in for a 3rd. Maybe trying to warn up on Ethan, but it's not going to be possible, even though Circ does get a 4K, and very briskly from the Bulgarian. It's going to be a 4-3 lead to NRG.
Definitely is. Quick round there, and potential eco coming forward, though maximum loss bonus looms. That comes in next round, and that's presumably what's going to happen there. So that means Na'Vi can actually take a partial buy here. They can actually afford to get Deagles, CZs, armor, if they so wish. And they're going to get 4 smokes. That's just a set piece, I would say. Ideally, maybe inside to get that bomb down. They're actually heading towards outer. So they've got something else up their sleeve. There is a MAC-10 in the hands of Flamey as well. So willing to spend a bit of cash here. Remember, they get $3,400 on top of what they have on the left-hand side of your screen right now. So that'll still be enough for AK, armor, all the nades and stuff. So they're fine. Definitely viable to win these sort of rounds. Going to jump across towards Ivy. I think Cirque spotted him. So ideally you want to do that and not get spotted at all. But still, it's fine. Just take a bit of aggro away from the left-hand side. Cirque, though, aware of the possibility. Has he got an incendiary? He actually does, but he doesn't want to risk it. Pull out the grenade. He actually goes to the smoke. That's more defensive than I was anticipating.
A lot of respect being shown across the Na'Vi. A lot to play for. Remember, the loser of this is out. So plenty of pressure on both these squads. Just with a MAC-10 at their disposal. Flamey looking to make a move. But now it's up to Breezy. Perfect timing. Catches Edward as he tries to scamper away towards Pop Dog. Electronic now going to join his other 2 teammates of Simple and Flamey on T-Main, who are tossing out smokes. Going to be a push behind it. This really should be NRG's round now. They've played it almost flawlessly. Not a single point of health has been lost in the process. They've allowed Flamey to move in, but there's Ethan. Of course, he's landing headshots aplenty, and he's going to go for another frag onto Electronic. It's not going to be the ace, but a 3K, surviving with 1 HP.
He's racking them up now, isn't he? He's got 11 kills, 5 deaths after 8 rounds. He's certainly applying the pressure. That's actually going to be 5 rounds in a row now for the NRG squad. You can see Ethan. It's just so crisp. It's kind of reminiscent of Elige, I would say, kind of his play style and how quick he looks with the precision, as we talked about earlier. And using that silence M4 really kind of exaggerates that. You can see how aim-dependent he is in terms of his style. It's very cool to watch. And, excuse me, we'll see a tactical timeout, I believe, from Na'Vi at this point. First time in a while, really. It took 1 on Overpass, didn't take any on Inferno. AKs across the board. Simple currently sits on 6 kills, 5 deaths. Edward again, Vince, on 0 and 7. It's happened again. But he did turn the game around on Overpass. We'll give him that.
He did. Yeah, I think
actually was significant in getting them the victory.
0-7, and he went to 9-9 at one stage. So definitely did turn it around. But this time they don't have Simple, who started off with 15 or so kills after 5 rounds. They don't have a Simple who's on track to the 32 kills again. So someone else is going to have to pick up that slack if it's not going to be Simple. This round they don't have an AWP, it's full AKs. And Ethan going to go in for a quick look into main, but unbeknownst to him, Edward is lurking just behind him. And he's going to find that out firsthand as a bullet lands in the back of his head. Unfortunate on the side of NRG. Na'Vi, though, loving that. They've got the opportunity now to strike, and Edward comes through with a second. I mean, we said, didn't we?
Oh my God! How can you can't script this stuff. We call him out for the 0-7. He comes in with 3 unbelievable frags outside. That's why we love CS. It's so difficult to really work out what will happen, and anything can. Well, there we go. 4 versus 2. Now, Edward completely dismantles the defense single-handedly. They know exactly where Daps is. He misses out on the second shot, and that'll be the end of the round and the win streak for NRG. That's so funny. He's taking the heads off as well. He's had enough. So I told you guys I could do this. It's all fine. That's what I wanted to do all the time. Anyway, let's have a look of how he managed to pull it off. In the all-off position, opens things up. Great positioning to get the first. Amazing shot to get the second. That's the AWP, remember. Takes him down and rails towards Breezy as well. Fantastic stuff. Never doubt him. Round 10. 5-4. Money available for NRG. Not a lot, though. This will be the final buy. Incendiary thrown into the buy. A little bit of space for the CTs. Single AWP setup once again. Nothing for Na'Vi in that category.
Although this did start rocky for Na'Vi. 4 rounds already on their T side, as you say. If they win this, they're putting the CTs potentially into an eco sort of scenario. Na'Vi could very quickly get a really solid half on T side of trade. Ethan again just waiting down in Pop Dog. A lot of teams, of course, will drop down together. The double stack drop. Haven't seen that from Na'Vi. There's the Molotov to try and deal with the Pop Dog player of Ethan. It's going to make him go into a more aggressive position. He's done a lot of damage to Edward without losing any on his own, so he's done a perfect job of holding Pop Dog.
Very important round here. Came down to Edward's heroics in the previous one. Whoever wins this pretty much sends their opponent to an eco here. NRG looking to get big numbers on the CT half. Na'Vi looking to tie things up. They'll head towards inside, but looks like that's where the bomb's positioned. It's Fugly. 2 kills to his name so far. He'll need at least 2 here to hold them off.
Time itself has become an enemy now of Na'Vi. One characteristic miss by Cirque, and that could be the determining factor. Could get some kills on the cross, though. He'll do just that. Can't get the second, wasn't too far off, and now it's down to Fugly. Can he stop the bomb plant? No! And also, Cirque's gone down. Na'Vi.
They're planting?
With 1 second to go, have got the bomb planted. And to make matters worse for NRG, it's only Breezy left, and he's gone down. 5-5, Na'Vi could not have cut that any closer.
Unbelievable. Fugly just needed that first kill. That would have been the round, but it's little moments like that that defines Counter-Strike. 1 small mistake, 1 missed bullet, and it can mean absolutely everything. It all comes collapsing around him. And there we go. That should be the eco now for NRG, and indeed it is. And Na'Vi, a chance then to get the driving seat, winning the half on the T side, as we discussed before. It's obviously going to be very beneficial. It's a CT-sided map, maybe next to Nuke, number 2 in all of the maps we have. CZ's, Deagle's, no armor, no nades, and Daps, he actually did have Kevlar. He'll go down first.
Spoilt for choice Electronic, too many players pushing him. Gonna be hard pressed to take that AK away from his corpse, though. With Zeus watching, eagle-eyed, anticipating the push. And he's gonna chunk Fugly as well. Molotov behind it, really pushing back the CTs. Solid work by Zeus and the rest of Na'Vi. Cleaning up this round to take a lead once again in this, the deciding map. With so much on the line. The hopes and dreams of lifting that DreamHack Masters Stockholm trophy could end here for either of these teams, but it's going to be Na'Vi that do claim the 11th round. 6-5 in the lead. NRG, though, of course, they will have a full buy coming in.
Maybe a double AWP setup as well, although I don't really see that from NRG almost ever. Maybe Fugly wants to reposition inside. It's not really working out for him. Go for more defensive play. Yet to buy, goes for the M4 instead. Cirque, 7-7 right now. It's Fugly's been the main problem, I guess, towards inside. He's not finding the kills required. You need to go down with at least 1. If you're getting 0 consistently, that can be an issue. As the shot comes in again, it looked like there was a chance of that connecting, but not meant to be. Round 12 here. If you are just joining us, this is an elimination game. Whoever loses this particular map, it's been a best of 3, will be going home. It's our final map of the evening here. Of course, at DreamHack Masters, day 1. Not in the arena just yet. We've got some time to go before that. If you haven't got your tickets, go check them out. There's still space. We open up another section here. If you want to be at the event, it's still a possibility here in beautiful Stockholm. It's going to be a fantastic event, especially with NIP getting good results today. The atmosphere is going to be palpable as we get into an inside play potentially here for NRG. Looking towards that lower ramp once again. Nades coming through. Edwards negating them. A minute on the clock now. They've got limited amounts of utility.
NRG certainly using their allocated time to its utmost. Not too many of these rounds have been fast. Maybe that's something that NRG have in the back of their minds. When is the next power play going to come in? When is the next rush imminent? Not this round. 40 seconds left. Zeus positioned on Ivy. As they lose Simple, one of their key instruments of destruction. Breezy with one, but Fugly's gone down as a result, and now Na'Vi have only 2 players left. They will be able to get a plant, but there's going to be a very quick wraparound from Daps, who's been Molotov'd out. It allows the 2 terrorists momentarily to focus their attention elsewhere, but Breezy with 2. NRG are going to bring us back to even once again, Henry. You said it's going to be close and go the distance. Certainly seems to be the case so far.
And once again, Fugly goes down without any kills there, but Breezy steps up where they might need to reposition. I'd say a tactical timeout, just maybe adjusting things slightly. Go for an aggressive AWP play towards the upper ramp. Try and give it that first pick just to buy him a bit more space. Daps has gone for the secondary AWP here. He's giving it to Fugly. Okay, we were anticipating that. He needs to change up his game a little bit. Daps has recognized that. And, oh, he did give him the AWP, and he's given it back. So maybe Daps holds inside now. The AWP is actually heading towards Ali. It's actually going to be, okay, Cirque goes inside. So they are changing things up. The aggressive AWP on the lower ramp, but Daps to hold outside. So they are adjusting. They recognize Fugly's got a bit of a problem. For now, Electronic holding all off, and Daps doesn't seem to be fully aware of the double scope. Firing off shots, and needs to be very careful here.
Electronic makes a move out onto Olof. So Edward reaping kills from this very position just a few rounds prior to break the donut. In the meanwhile, though, Kirk misses that shot. Would have been quite a reactionary one, though. And there goes Electronic, thinning the herd, thinning the defense on A side, drawing out those 2 players from B. Ethan's going to hold the line again. 3 kills!
What?
He is just unstoppable right now.
Yeah, this has been monumental. He's putting out all the stuff so far. I haven't seen aim this crisp in a long, long time. That's unreal, the things he's doing on this third map, I should say. And it's going to be a 4 versus 1 now. Edward trying to stay out of the crosshair of Ethan. He's been playing out of his mind, Edward. 30 seconds remaining. He's on 5 and 9 now, trying to turn the game around. There's another. NRG need to be careful here. Their money's still not exactly stable, but we are coming to the last few rounds. I'll give them that. Round number 14 coming up next, and Na'Vi won't have much of a loss bonus. They need Edward to save this weapon, ideally. See if that's even possible. Going towards T-spawn. Tuck himself in.
Yeah, look to save the AK. Maybe the red mist descended a little bit for Ethan. Got a bit carried away. He definitely seems to be the kind of player that when his back's against the wall, he really comes out swinging. And make no mistake, if he didn't land that 3K, that round very likely would have gone the way of Na'Vi. He dug them out of a seriously deep ditch. Pristine aim by Ethan. Very well played indeed. 14 and 9. Breezy with 11. And then on the side of Na'Vi, Flamey. He's had a bit of a lackluster best of 3. He's going to step up when it counts on Train. 11 and 8.
Scout CZ. Is this going to be the combination required? Breezy with a nice little smoke there. Buys him nice 15 to 20 seconds. Holding back. No one can push past that smoke. They have no idea what's the other side. Keep him, just force him in towards inner. 1 minute 13. A lot of players going towards the inside side. They know that's been a problem for Fugly. He hasn't got any more frags since we last referenced it. 3 and 8 now. But NRG have won 2 rounds in a row. So they are starting to shut it down. The double AWP set up out once again, of course. No AWPs on the T side. It will be an inside play. Maybe it's the contact play off the back of Simple's attempts here with the Scout.
Smoke's being deployed, but not from Na'Vi. That's from the CTs of NRG. Spoil for choice, Dirk will get one onto Flamey. But the waterfall of terrorists is proving to be too costly. The current sweeps away Fugly, but Ethan again is the blockade that NRG desperately need. And he's going to be called on once again, and once again he delivers a 3K, leaving just Electronic against Daps and that man in question of Ethan. Oh. He's playing close though, Henry. This may catch them off guard and unawares.
I think he might be right. I've got a feeling Electronic's got this in the bag. He's positioned it too well. He's nailed the first shot, and now the full defuse has to come, and he knows it as well. This is going to be incredibly close. Can he get there in time? It's going to be right down to the wire. He manages to deny the defuse. Great stuff from Electronic there on a round where it looked like Ethan had done it once again. Another 3 kills for him, but not meant to be, Vince. He actually pulls it off. You can see the sigh of relief on his face. They're not looking too happy about it, considering they've got 7 rounds on the T side. You'd think they would be, but that's a great play from Electronic. His route there was absolutely everything. If he'd ran straight to this bomb side, it'd been awkward, extra maybe quarter, half a second to get around the corner and find him. But the fact he's on top of the train, got a bird's eye view, could take him out. So that was a great decision by him.
So it'll rest on this. We had an 8-7 half at the end of Overpass.
Indeed.
History will repeat itself. Daps has gone down, though. Early doors to Flamey, who has been plucked out in midair from Cirque. But now Edward is given free rein to push out onto B. They haven't really done this, Na'Vi, because most of their rounds have been slow. It's completely catching NRG off guard. Fugly, in the meanwhile, is going to be able to hold the line, and Ethan gets a knife kill, because why the hell not? Zeus is the victim. Edward, though, spins around like a turret for headshots on days, and Ethan's going to go down last to the barrage of AK rounds. Breezy against Edward. A huge HP advantage, though, to Breezy.
But Edward's feeling it right now, Vince, and he might just be able to finish this one off. That is absolutely unbelievable. He started off with 0 and 7. As soon as we caught him out, he gets a 3K. Wins in the round single-handedly. And then, didn't really do much after that. Final round, they need him again. He gets 4 kills. Essentially a 4 versus 1. After his teammates are getting knifed, wrecked in the back, it felt like a locked-in round, and somehow Edward pulls it off. Like I said, you can never doubt this man. His pedigree and experience speaks for itself, and this round was absolutely brilliant and finds Na'Vi 8-7 now. That's fantastic by him. We've got some show-stopping rounds coming out today. And even on just this map, this has been crazy.
Saving the best to last.
Yes, indeed. I'm glad we got it.
A 1v4 in the end for Flamey to end... Edward, pardon
Edward,
me,
yes.
to end the half. 8-7, Na'Vi will lead. This pistol of paramount importance to both teams.
It absolutely is, Vince. We'll see what happens here. Obviously, we switch over now. We'll be Na'Vi testing their skills on the CT side. They do have a firm advantage right now, going over with a victory on the T side. See, Zeus looks a little bit flustered there, but that's just his intense personality. He always wants to be fired up and win everything possible. He's a very passionate player, and he'll let you know if you make a mistake. I've seen that many times.
Definitely leads with strength.
Yes, the Iron Fist.
Yeah, definitely the case. Let's see if he can lead his team to victory. NRG not messing about. They're going straight in, Henry. They want this B site. They want it right now. Ethan, of course you're going to send him in first. Unleash Ethan wherever you possibly can. Cirque's going to be able to pick up the first kill. The bomb plant will be following. The Molotov on connector really stalls the push from the CPs. They're going to be getting in here very late. Cirque is going to come in through with another one. And suddenly it's a 4-on-1. Just Flamey remains, but there's the first of what they're hoping is many.
That doesn't really matter against Cirque, because ultimately this gives up his position, and he's low HP already. He might as well save the armor at this point, and he's looking for any mistakes to be made. But that wasn't just an inside rush. They had the Molotov towards a connector. They get the dink straight away. They had an objective there. We normally talk about inside just because of the fact you can get the plant down so easy on the pistol. If you do get the opening trade like that, then you've got the Molotov. A lot of people will say it's for the post-plant situation, you put it on top of the bomb. That's true. But if you put down the Molotov towards a connector as your teammates are flooding through towards the backtracks there, if you put a smoke, sure, that's great, blocks vision, but it's not a force field. CTs can still jump through the smoke and use it to get down towards the ramp. You put the Molotov there, they can't get through at all. It actually locks them out of the bomb site. And at that point, you're so close towards connector. By the time you finally do get out, and that's 7 seconds of the Molotov has expired, it's too late. Players like Ethan and Breezy are already up in your face, and in a close-range duel, the Glock comes out on top in front of the USP. So you can see how that all breaks down. We will have the force fire with the double scouts here for Na'Vi. They managed to hit some fantastic shots in the first half of these particular weapons. Can Simple do it again?
Well, this time he doesn't have that wallbang spot, so it's going to be a bit more difficult for him to craft kills. Breezy just ruthless peeking with the AK-47. Zaps his MAC-10. Gonna farm some cash. Bomb plant comfortably put down. Electronic, last player left alive. And NRG, again, very similar to how they've approached the last two maps. They have no problem with straight up aggressive pushes right into your face. Whereas Na'Vi were very cultured, very slow, methodical at times on their T side. NRG don't mind just smashing.
Don't we all? Anyway, it will be just Electronic remaining, and we'll see whether he can do anything about it. Remember, it's one of those rounds where they didn't really have much to work with. Sure, they did buy up into it with a couple of scouts and pistols against the 3 AKs. It's a very difficult prospect, especially with Breezy going those confident frags at the very start, finding heads, taking no prisoners, as they will take the lead once again, 9-8. This is going to be a close one, Vince. Overtime definitely on the cards right now, as we'll see the Galil save, but the rest of his teammates unfortunately have to be full eco, really. As we'll get into round number 18 here. Mac 10 for Ethan. You can send him in first, just for call if there's a stack. You'd expect a default at the beginning and then work into the round with the Mac 10. Or maybe a straight up rush. Some people have different ways of doing things. Mine isn't necessarily the correct. That's just the way I would do it.
Maybe the percentage play, but NRG trying to play their own game for the time being. They haven't slowed down in any part of these maps, but Electronic.
Great shot.
Galil headshot. Breezy didn't know what hit him. Double stack here on coils. You don't really expect this. They're trying to bait out for Edwards. It's only a USP able to get one and a second on the very weakened Cirque, but it should still be enough. I've got to say though, Na'Vi did a lot more damage than I was anticipating, and that nearly went their way.
Significant damage as well, economic damage at the same time. So there we go. 10-8, and the AWP comes up as simple. They haven't sabotaged their own cache. I think he got dropped to scout in that second round, so just to note that, it's only Edward who's happy to do that, or Zeus will just give them the scouts and the firepower he needs. Double did it so for NRG first. They certainly have the advantage here in round number 19, but we'll have a look how it pans out. No kits available for Na'Vi, and a faster approach that looks like 3 players make their way towards outside. Edwards looking sharp right now. Same story for Flamey, but Breezy, he has been phenomenal. 3 versus 2 is at the Cirque and Daps to try and recover this situation. As Daps, who's snuck out, he has been detected, but rises to the occasion and equalizes the situation.
Na'Vi just edge ahead, courtesy of Zeus. Daps now. Last man standing. Plenty of time, though. Doesn't have to deal with that third adversary just yet, but Zeus, he's been found out in the open and delivered first class. Simple's there with the AWP. It will be Na'Vi just about holding on, but it's at the cost of 4 lives. So, again, they're going to have to go all in terms of their funds in this round, and don't NRG know it. They have a decision to make here because a couple players could buy, and they're going to go for it, Henry.
They are going to go for it. Mac 10s, AKs. Ethan joins them in that department as well. It's definitely realistic. The fact it was such a close round before, if you win this round, it's double eco for the CPs. And you've still got the advantage. You can afford to take gambles like this. Simple, though. Oh, my God, he wants a bit more here. He looked like he was going to get it. It's all falling apart for NRG. The bomb's gone down the lower ramp. They tried to capitalize on the fact the AWP was there. They didn't anticipate a player waiting above with a UMP just to spray them down there, protect Simple. 5 versus 2.
We all love to focus on the glory, but here is the very real opposite side of the coin. What if the force buy doesn't work?
Indeed.
And now NRG are going to be going from riches to rags.
Oh, wait, this could be big.
No, playing for Daps is left. Oh, he's got 2! Did not see that coming. Neither did Na'Vi, but it doesn't matter. They're going to equalize 10 apiece.
Well, there we go. Kane doesn't look too happy. Remember, coaches can talk in the DreamHack Masters. I think in all DreamHack events, coaches are allowed to be in communication at all times. Here's the shutdown. Simple is put on the end of a fishing rod, essentially, there. He'll take the first shot, fall back, and then they're trying to... Quick, there's an awful close range. He won't be able to kill us, and then, of course, the SMGs. That's a really nice little setup there. Quite smart, if you ask me. And it has to be the eco, like you said. There is the other side, a grim side to the risk on the force buy there. It could have worked out fantastically for them, but unfortunately, it's actually led them here. Okay, 4 out of 2 kills for them, but they get a team kill for Breezy. And just Daps remaining, down he goes, and Na'Vi take the lead once again. 11-10, ladies and gentlemen. Third and final map. Loser goes home. And there is money available for NRG. Pretty decent buy, actually. They get AKs across the board. I don't think they can bring the AWPs out. So I could have afforded it, but just opts for the AK armor instead. And we're getting to the final few rounds now, Vince. What do you think? Who's impressed us most so far?
I would have to say, off an individual perspective, NRG, like Ethan, has just been so incredibly good.
Edward, with the rounds he's had, the significant rounds, they would be nuts.
That's fair. That's definitely a fair point.
He's had quiet overall game, but like the impact of those rounds he did win were absolutely phenomenal and substantial.
I think I go along with what you said. I could see this going overtime, honestly. It's just, there's been nothing to distinguish between these two teams. It's been neck and neck throughout. Whenever one team gets 2 rounds, the other one brings it back. But this is a real chance for Na'Vi now to establish some kind of authority, some kind of superiority on their CT side. The AWP, for simple, trained up on the catwalk side of box halls. NRG slowing down the pace. It's been very rapid, very quick. The bulk of these T sides. We're now trying to see if maybe Na'Vi can walk into a trap. There's no reason for Na'Vi to move.
Less than a minute. NRG poison themselves towards inside. Starting to triangulate around that position. See all 5 players now. This will be an execution. They haven't got the circle to jump down that ramp, but oh my god, that incendiary is so lethal. They're going to have to extinguish. There's not really much they can do about that. You see them trying to execute here, but Simple is large and in charge, hitting absolutely everything. I was about to say, a couple of whiff steps. The round is surely still his. Nice shot to finish things off there. It'll be 12-10 now. Na'Vi looking comfortable, and NRG anything but. They can feel this game slipping away from them. They managed to open things up with an Inferno victory. Na'Vi's best map, their pick, and a convincing victory as well. A 12-3 first half. We moved on to Overpass. Everyone, including the analysts, well, that's it. It's going to be 2-0. We've done this now. It's NRG going to be knocking out Na'Vi the tournament. Can you believe it? But no. Na'Vi, a resilient team, and luckily Simple and Electronic came online in time. And we find ourselves looking at about a 13-10 NRG with Deagles no armor.
Man, the MVP of that last round has got to be that incendiary. It changed everything for Na'Vi. Allowed to use to relocate for double. Simple perched up on the site. Could be an all-out charge. And this time, not much of a tsunami, more of a tiny wave. And has been dealt with comfortably. I say that, of course, Ethan comes through with 2 ridiculous 1Ds, but Simple is up to the task.
Beautiful stuff. Simple making sure he shuts that prospect down very quickly. A timeout now for Daps. He knows this game is getting to a point of dangerous affair for him, considering they've got just a couple of rounds separating them from an exit from the tournament here. They've got money available to them. They're at the maximum loss bonus. Round 24. Simple still with the AWP. Their money looking pretty decent now. They've got enough really for the rest of the half. A couple of them on 8k. AWP's out for Cirque once again. I want to check in on his score. It's Cirque who's got 17-16, not a bad game. Daps 12-17, Fugly 8-15. He, for me, was the big problem on the city half. Not necessarily him doing anything wrong, they're just exploiting the fact there's one player inside. It's a very difficult position to play if you're getting bullied like that. Cirque now will try and make the first pick happen. He's going to go for the simple pick. Doesn't connect.
A swing and a miss. No early free kill for NRG. They're going to have to relocate. Electronic, aggressive, up on Ivy. Gonna really mess with the minds of NRG. After that tactical timeout, this is a good way to try and re-establish dominance from the CTs. With Electronic being in this position, it really does allow the rest of his team to play more forward on E-Box towards Team A. Don't have to worry about Ivy now, or any fast play that will quickly be up around the back of them. Does Breezy know it, though? And they're going to throw a Molotov into the side. If they do, that should spell the end of Electronic's life. It's so unlikely he can push out the back of that, but he goes looking, and his head's taken clean off his shoulders. And they can scrap everything I said before. They've got to send somebody to deal with this Ivy threat. That's going to be Flamey. This leaves them very vulnerable on the B side. They've actually drawn a player over from B. Flamey's gone down too. And NRG, the magic of the timeout, once again, is going to help them out.
Certainly is. We'll see whether Simple's got anything left in the tank. Nails the first shot to take out Ethan, but it's not quite enough just yet. They'll have to get on the bomb train and try and find something significant here. 4 versus 2. Nails the bomb planter. This could be everything. Usually connects those blocks, but surely that's not going to be it. If he somehow gets that second no-scope, I feel like he had a chance there, but it's NRG with a convincing round to bring the game back out of desperation. 13-11 now, looking calm as the in-game leader. Daps, Mighty Beard in the middle. Flame is not as strong, but we'll see what round number 25 will bring. Na'Vi yet to buy. They've got Edward on $1,400. And they will be dropping weapons. So just taking the time out now to redistribute the funds. Let's see what comes out overall. Simple's got enough of the orb. Surely he buys that weapon. This is his map. It's one of my favorites to watch him on. Lots of freedom. You can hear the tension, the music building up. Lots of drama here. One of these teams will be going home in a matter of minutes out of the tournament on day 1. And to be fair, they only have themselves to blame. As the opening games, both these teams are disappointing. They are both favourites, and it didn't work out. Great shot through down Electronic. Can't find a second though. It's Simple left the playing field.
It's opposite number. Make sure that killing streak comes to an abrupt end. Edward 0-7 at one point. Stepping up where it counts. Impact frags are plenty. NRG instantly on the back foot. Pretty much isolated too. Breezy's in Ivy. Daps currently just outside of T-main. And Ethan making a move round the back towards T-spawn as well to try and pick that bomb up. They need a hero. They need someone from NRG to step up and really start to take control of this round and see if they can finish strong. Ethan likely will be that man if given a chance, but Breezy just gets completely eradicated through the smoke. And now Daps feels the pressure, can be pushing in. Flamey takes some damage and will be finished off by Daps. Ethan, in the meanwhile, is playing in the smoke, going to try and push through. His aim has been so on point thus far. There's only 35 seconds to play with, and they haven't really got a proper stranglehold over this site. Ethan, 1-on-3, not going to get anything done. Na'Vi, giant leap towards the finish line, 14-11.
You're right there, Vince, and it's such a significant round as well. Back and forth, the pendulum swings at this point. Daps and co averaging about $3,000 per player. He calls the timeout as Edward shuts the round down again. Brilliant stuff from him. So up and down for him this series, but he's definitely had a lot of fantastic moments. That one was no different, and we'll see whether they can do anything with this. They're going to be forcing everyone I can see. Daps is fully invested with the CZ. This could be make or break. They've got 1 AK so far, 2 CZs. Breezy at the end there, working out what he's going to be going with. He's got the CZ as well. 2 AKs in total, 3 pistols. Simple still on the AWP. If they can win this round though, Vince, with the bare bones buy they have, it actually resets Na'Vi as well. So I think this is definitely worth it. You have to force it. You've got opportunity to ruin and sabotage their efforts and deny series point. Definitely worth the investment, I think. It's a scary one, but still worthwhile.
It is certainly do or die. NRG, their backs against the wall. What kind of a reaction are we going to have? Simple did have half a chance. Didn't quite capitalize on it, but at least got information. Some nades rip in. Ethan and Fugly take a chunk of damage each, and they are the 2 AK wielding players. The rest of the team with CZs. Couple Molotovs to use, a smoke, a flash, and a whole bunch of aggression, and Catwalk seems to be the killing ground so far for NRG. A 3-on-3. It could be post-plant in a matter of moments, but Edward continues to turn up the heat. Bomb will be getting planted, but do NRG have enough in the tank to stop this retake from becoming a reality?
Time will tell. Edward looking sharp right now. It's a guaranteed kill by the looks of things, and that's the round. It was looking a little bit troublesome for them after losing a couple of kills there, but Edward shuts it down. 4 more kills for him, and he's got 22 frags right now. I think we can say it's been a good half for him at this point, considering the huge amount of impact he's had. And there we go. It's series point and elimination point at this stage for Na'Vi. Here's Edward getting it done with the AK-47. Very confident round for him. That's why he pushed in towards the bomb train. He knew even if he went down, they're still going to win the round at that point. And they have to buy NRG. It's a sad tale. It's been a long series for them. Turbulent times, up and down. They looked fantastic, kicked things off, but it slowly got worse. 2 Galils, 3 pistols. Surely this is the end.
You would certainly think so, based off buys, but we have seen time and time again today, alongside CS. One of the reasons it's such a great game to cast and watch is how unpredictable it is. Maybe this buy will yield a few more twists and turns yet, but Zeus is going to catch them with their pants down. Spray's only good for 1. That is going to be an M4 trading hands. And that's not a bad trade for NRG, actually. They'll take that. It also weakens the CT's hold on B. And they've got a second Henry.
That's not bad. Breezy with the Galil. A nice creative boost there above the smoke. 3 versus 4 now in favor of NRG. Flamey with the MP9. He'll be holding towards Pop Dog right now, trying to suss out what's going on here. The inside bomb site's actually completely open. They've taken a massive gamble here on the CT side. Completely stacked outside with 2 players towards Ivy. One of them. He can't find multiple kills this time, but still gives them a chance. Simple alive in these sort of situations. Still, anything is possible. Flamey with the MP9, not an ideal weapon, as he will be taken down by that CZ.
Simple in a 1-on-3. Mollied out of position. Can't afford to push the flames. Gonna take an extra tick just at the end. You know what this guy's capable of. In terms of the funds, though, the finances look pretty grim across the board. So I feel like Simple may just save this AWP. They still have 3 more cracks at taking train and this best of 3. Better to play safe. So NRG do navigate over another hurdle. They do live a little bit longer.
Simple. No chance now. NRG live to fight another day for sure. And we'll see what Breezy and Cirque can do. They're going to survive here. Looks like Breezy might be in a bit of trouble. Still survives. There we go. 3 rounds to go for NRG to take us to overtime. I did say that was a possibility here. Money running thin for Na'Vi. NRG fighting still. Pistols and Galils, it's enough apparently. Simple there. Desperate to close this one out. Do whatever it takes. And they force for this. 2 AWPs again. This could be a mistake from Na'Vi. Whether this force buy is required, I'm not so sure. But you can see the money's not great for NRG still. They've got a PT50 on Breezy, so I guess there's pros and cons to each side of the equation here. But if they're playing more conservatively, maybe go for the full buy with the double AWPs. We'll see what happens there.
Flemmy has been tagged. Flem before. He's going to have to be very careful here. Backs away. He's going to be chilling in Pop Dog. Looks like that 30th round isn't too far away here. Fugly going to be hopping down into the Pop Dog area. Coming down into box halls is Fugly. Heavy stack on the A site for Na'Vi. Could afford some opportunities, and they're going to take a hold of it with both hands. But there's Flamey finding Daps. Won't be getting a second as Cirque turns his attention towards Connector. Simple, though, returns fire, and Zeus goes in for one of his own. It's on Ethan. The way he's been playing, it's possible, but he's about to get flanked if he's not careful. There goes another frag. He's down to just 16 HP, and Simple's done it. Scintillating Simple scars NRG. It was so close and back and forth, but Na'Vi have got it done.
One point, but they've managed to do it. Fantastic stuff there, as Simple will be the one to close it out. He definitely was a little bit absent in the first map. We weren't sure whether Na'Vi were able to do this after losing so convincingly on Inferno. And we do say goodbye to NRG, Vince. It is a shame. They are in the top 10 right now. They've been getting better and better, but they can hold their heads high. They're going against Na'Vi, and Simple playing out of his mind there. They managed to go toe-to-toe, stayed competitive, and it was a great game of CS, especially that third map. We had some fantastic moments. Ethan does not deserve to be on the losing team. Some of the plays he was pulling out the bag, but that man in the screen there, he might be in the conversation for MVP of Train as well. So many amazing clutch moments and big plays from him when he was having a quiet game. He started off in 0-7, and he brings it back to like 20+ frags. Pretty phenomenal stuff.
Same on overpass as well. It's consistently up and down, I guess you could say, as strange as that may seem. But I do feel bad for Ethan. I feel bad for Cirque, but at the end of the day, as you say, they're in that position because of their own wrongdoings in the previous game.
And that's the problem. They were up against NIP, and they're definitely the favourites going in that one. They were 13-8 up, best of one. They lost that one. You're always going to get an unfortunate lower bracket game then. Unfortunately for them, Na'Vi dropped the ball in their first game as well, so it's the way she goes sometimes. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's our final game of the evening. We'll throw it over to the lovely analyst desk.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Loving hearing you cast, and of course, Na'Vi's comeback. A hard one to watch for NRG fans, and a hard one to watch as well in the context of the series. I am joined by Jacob Pimpfinicke and Mathieu Maniac Kikre. I like to try. Kikre. Kikre?
Ah, yeah, close.
I mean, honestly, I don't know who's doing it worse at this point in time. Either way, very, very interesting, because I think it's safe to say, and dude, stop me if I'm wrong, NRG could have had this.
NRG could definitely have had this. I think it was a super close game throughout the entire series. A little bit... I mean, we didn't expect NRG to pick up the first map, to say the least. We expected Na'Vi to be the favorites on Inferno. We expected NRG to be the big favorites on Overpass. It turned out to be the exact other way around. So both teams, you know, showing that they were able to perform on the other team's playground. So in that sense, you have a great matchup for you already. Train could have been closer than it was. A lot of clutch moment came down to decide Train. But overall, as NRG said in the end, Simple turned up, and Simple was just a little bit too much to handle for NRG.
And they did have their real moments of heroics. This 4K from Daps was lovely. I mean, it did look like Na'Vi forgot how to play Counter-Strike for a moment, but everyone managed to have their moments. I think Ethan as well was turning our casters' heads, at least on Train, and Overpass, actually. Maniac, what stood out to you? I mean, this felt like a team that got dealt a bad hand, NRG having to play Na'Vi in an elimination match day one.
Yeah, I think both teams were basically in the same situation. Not happy with the first game, they had to pick themselves up. I think Jacob is right, it came down to a lot of clutches. Would it be Overpass or would it be Train? Obviously both teams making mistakes, slipping away in rounds they should win, but then it came down to 2 versus 2s, 3 versus 3s. For example, we mentioned Edward, Henry mentioned Edward. Amazing clutches he's had. Simple has been Simple the whole game. I mean, he didn't reach this Simple 1.6 rating that you would expect, but it still was very consistent. Ethan and Cirque also putting great performances. I mean, it was really short for NRG at the end, but overall that's what we expected, like a close game. Yeah. Na'Vi picking it up.
And Henry, of course, gave the MVP of Train to Mr. Edward, and I think we have Edward on headset now, standing by just to give us a couple of extra insights. You with us, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey. First things first. Breathe. You survived. That looked like quite an exhausting game of Counter-Strike, brother.
It's always hard to start the play against after the off-season.
Right. I mean, did you fully embrace that off-season? Did you just have nice time off, or did you do some practice as well?
We haven't practiced at all, actually.
Oh, really?
We had only 1 day practice with full roster before this tournament, so I don't know what to expect.
I played a Faceit game with Edward 2 days ago. We actually won it.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah, we won.
I carried you.
Oh, there it is.
All right then.
Damn, the gauntlet thrown down.
Sure thing, man.
But let's talk about that game a little bit, Edward. Inferno, you don't win it. What's happening there? I mean, we felt like that was kind of Na'Vi's safe pick, and then our NRG kind of took that away from you.
Well, Inferno is the map, this kind of map that we want to practice more than the others.
Yeah.
And that's too, actually. So that's why we want to play always Inferno against any team. Something went wrong on this map. We lost 12-3 first half, so we tried to make a comeback, but didn't manage it.
I just had a question about the veto. Was it the maps that you ended up playing? Was it something that you were prepared, or were you surprised by the picks, or was it like you expected it?
We expected this kind of maps, so we didn't surprise.
All right.
There was a lot of rumors about Flamey not being able to attend DreamHack Masters Stockholm here. Was there any sort of truth to those rumors, or was it just
no comments, guys? No comments.
No comments there, but I think we'll round this interview out though, Edward, with a question just about what's coming up next. Because you guys, you're in that elimination. You guys, you tend to thrive there. I saw a simple tweet that, you know, day one games, best of ones, they're not Navi's best.
As you guys can see, we always lost first map at every tournament.
But you still lift trophies, bro. You still lift trophies.
Yeah, we still can do it. It depends how we gonna practice during the tournament. So how can we get better during the tournament?
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see you guys play some more Counter-Strike. Thank you so much, Edward.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother. Okay, well, that's Na'Vi, Edward there, and that's a big win for them. NRG going home. Let's reflect on that in a moment, but first things first, do we have an opportunity for that drawing board? Because we've got the facilities here, and we do have Maniac. I don't know if we can summon it, see if we can magic it up, because you were talking a little bit about something you noticed on Inferno.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm very excited. This is the first time I get to handle this little piece of machinery.
A toy, have a go.
So this is very interesting. So I just wanted to show a play from NRG that it's not really spectacular, but has a lot of thoughts to it, I think. So this is basically, it starts as a map control. You can see Nate and Cirque taking control of Banana, Breeze, Fugly, and Daps on the second middle. Ethan's going to get a frag. That's a 5v4, sorry. Let's go forward. So what's happening is, I'm going to pause for a second here. NRJ is in a 5v4, and they are setting up for a very basic apps execute. So Fugly, Breeze, and Daps are getting ready. Cirque is going to give them a flash to go out at Vaps. And this is a good way to play a 5v4. I have to say it's pretty standard. And I want you to have a look at Flamey and what he's doing, because this is actually really interesting. The play is getting set up. You can see the smokes are flying, flashes are coming, and Flamey smokes apps.
Right.
And now it's like they're freezing, and this is where the magic happens, in my opinion. They go back. And this might look like nothing, but this was a 5v4. They're ready to go out of apps. Flamey smokes apps.
The flashes are there.
Everything is used. Basically, everything is set up for the execute to happen, but they realize going through that smoke is the only way they can lose the round. And we are talking a split second here. I can pause for a second. This is a split second decision for Daps. They are all ready to go out of apps. If they go through, they might get a double or triple kill against them. They realize it's too risky. So what they do is they go back to Banana. They leave Fugly to do a little bit of stress, and they go back to the B side, and where they play basically a 4 versus 2. They get the trades, they get the bomb sites.
What's interesting to me is just how quick that call was made. I mean, you've got 5 people all with their own brains and decision making, so stopping them all at the drop of a hat, the drop of a smoke, isn't necessarily always that easy.
And that's sometimes what's dangerous if you have 5 guys who actually think they have a brain on the team, right? Because often you would like that in-game leader to take that decision, and often you would have to have that second guy or second in-game leader to help the in-game leader take the decision. But if you have 5 guys who all are voicing their opinion and all want to do 5 different things, then you don't have the chemistry, you don't have the synergy of the team.
I feel like we've struck a nerve here.
Yeah, we struck a nerve here, but let's be honest, and that's what's so good about this play and what's so good about what Maniac is trying to showcase, is that NRG has a clear set of how they want to do stuff. They are on the same page in, let's see, if there's smoke come in, we are just going to board it, we're going to go towards A, whereas other teams would one of the players would just scream, go, 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 and it would end up in a miss.
So there's value in all being on the same page, and you think NRG have that?
Definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. And of course, it's sad to see NRG go. It's not the only team that we've seen fall, at least lose today. NRG are the first team eliminated here, though, at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Stockholm. But others did fall, at least to the lowers, and you can take stock of that right now. These are your today's games. And do not forget that we have had a second stream running simultaneous to this one with the Hugo and Scrawny bringing you that action there. And it does look like Greyhound Gaming did not have a great day. Of course, a 16-3 game versus Astralis. And then, this is weird to me, you're thrown against an opponent you're more familiar with, and you can't even get a map. It looks like they really didn't manage to stabilize at 0-2 loss to Tyloo.
Yeah, what I think about Tyloo is, obviously, we've talked about the limits, we've talked about the struggle they've had against very good teams, but I think they're at this point where teams below the top 20, top 25, they're going to destroy them just based off the individual skill they have. They're very explosive, accurate, bented, very, very good players. So when they are not playing against teams with the very, very high tier of Counter-Strike, they can just smash them. I think that's what happened to Greyhound.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be sad to see 2 teams go home, of course, from the slightly underrepresented regions. In fact, I can't even say that for North America anymore. From one of the underrepresented regions, because North America certainly have left their mark on Counter-Strike. Cloud9, of course, defending major champions.
Yeah, where are they, Alex?
Yeah, That's conversation for another time. Conversation for another time. But it does sound like we are ready to bring you your top 5 plays of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what some of those fantastic plays that you may have missed if you haven't been here for the whole time. Up at number 5, it was in that North versus Tyloo game, and somebody, a spectacular 1 versus 3. We were a little taken aback by this one, Jacob.
Yeah, we sure were, and that was one of the rounds that Tyloo actually won in the North game, and that was down to him just playing individually great.
Number 4, FaZe vs Heroic. It was, of course, Nico on Mirage. It was this spicy little 4K, a player that is criminally underrated according to his in-game leader, Snappy, so we're keeping a close eye on him, but spectacular work from him, even using the FAMAS and diverse weapons around the battlefield.
Yeah, he's definitely a very capable rifler, for sure, and I agree with Snappy that he's a bit underrated at the moment.
Yeah, somebody features twice, and it is, of course, Mr. Tyloo himself. I feel weird saying somebody, but that's exactly who it was, and you can see the aim we're talking about, Matthew.
Yeah, and I also appreciate that in this clip, every position he basically has always easy kills, quote-unquote.
Yes.
It's never easy to do, but he's always in a good position to do it. Gets the first kill, he knows Nico's gonna come back, playing the headshot angle, peeking as the CT.
Oh my god,
he's always in a good position.
Yeah, he's in an advantage every time.
Easy, but it feels easy.
Yeah, number 2, we have Na'Vi NRG. Of course, it was Ethan. We said he had a spectacular game on train, and this really was beautiful. A 5K for pure ace coming out from Ethan, and almost all of them headshots, I think.
Look how cold he is with the trigger discipline. Look how crisp the aim is, and that's Ethan, you know. I think he's one of the most underrated players these days. We praise him a lot. We say he's a good player, but I would say he's arguably one of the 5 best NA players in the NA region, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the round itself speaks for itself. And number 1, this was ridiculous. The first couple of kills our analysts said are down to just pure skill. This one, perhaps a questionable decision made by Xcurate, but still, spectacular round.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted on the top 1 of this action, because I'm going to say the first 2 frags with the Caesar are very beautifully played. He knows he has to go through the smoke, he gets there, gets the bomb planter and the other defender. That's good. But then after that, I think the 2v1 is kind of a gift from Tyloo. I mean, he plays it to the best that he can, but he should not have won that round. But still, amazing play.
Amazing play, and it's just day 1. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I think we should go get some sleep. It starts again pretty soon.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the hay, but for now we say, hey. Oh, nothing rhymes there. Anyway, we're going to thank you for our sponsors one final time, of course, CORSAIR, Monster Energy, Asus ROG, Hacks, and Fortum for making this event possible and enabling you guys to come and join us in the Ericsson Globe and see your favorite teams do battle. That's what's going to be going on a little later on, of course, when we get to those playoffs. For now, we say goodbye, and group stage continue tomorrow, where more teams are going to be going home and some trying to lock themselves in for the playoffs.